welcome to Love Always Self. I'm Shira.
Hi, y'all. I'm Karista, and thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Love Always Self. Hi.
Sup, girl? Sup?
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Did you check in with yourself? You
Yeah.
feeling like you woke up on the side of the bed? Because there's no wrong or right way to do it.
This is so true. And, yesterday was one of those magical days where self-care became
Mm.
prominent over anything else.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
Completely agree and in total alignment with that statement. The energy was ripe for self care and relaxation and rest, rejuvenation. Absolutely. Hope all of you got to enjoy some of that too.
That's exactly. I know I did. So Carrie, for today's conversation, we are going to chat about the fact that you will be offering
Mhm.
an opening up availability for taking on clients for sessions related to life coaching. So why don't you tell me
Yes.
about that?
Yes, absolutely. So, super excited about this. Uh, Starting June 1st, I'm going to open up 4 slots. So, opening myself up to take 4 clients for spiritual wellness and life coaching sessions. So, I'll be offering a 12-week program that includes 10 sessions. So, we'll start off the first 8 weeks meeting one on one for 1 hour per week on back to back weeks. And then moving into the third month, we will spread it out a little bit more. So once a week on a biweekly basis, one on one for 1 hour.
That's
And
awesome.
those last 2 sessions are, we're giving you a little bit more time to integrate the tools, the information that was learned through the first 8 weeks of the coaching. So we really want to make sure, or I really want to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident in utilizing the tools and techniques of self empowerment.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And it's something, I mean, I've had a coach. Well, crap, you actually coach me quite a bit sometimes. And I'm all sometimes, yeah, daily. Um, and I find that there's so many benefits to doing this because you kind of get a different perspective, different types of feedback. So what are some of the I mean, I guess what are some of the options that you'll be providing during those sessions?
Yeah. So, first and foremost, I want to make sure that I am creating a non judgmental, unbiased space for the client to be vulnerable and really go in this process of self discovery. Because I do believe that we all have the knowledge within us. It's just learning how to access it. And that's why I'm here, is to help guide you in doing the inner discovery, learning about our own limiting beliefs and how to overcome them, step into your power and create some more balance so that we can truly experience the joy and love that is meant for us in this life.
That's important. It's
Mhm.
important because I mean that was one of the first self-discoveries that, you and I individually um
Mhm.
have gone through is what is it that we actually have the capabilities of within ourselves and how do we start to embody that?
Mhm.
And so recognizing that you are capable of a lot more than what you feel you've been limited to, and that a lot of that has to do with your own belief systems.
Mhm.
Your limitations can mostly be from you. And it's
Absolutely.
a hard thing to
Absolutely.
swallow
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm. And not to say that there aren't programs that are instilled in us at a young age,
Mhm.
uh, but it's taking steps to overcome those boxes that society has put us in, and that we maintain ourselves. So we are working to step into our authentic selves, who we are naturally, and in the most joy in being. So I think we often get hugely distracted by the requirements of social norms. and these expectations that life gives us. And so learning to create new dreams and ideas and discovering the action steps that we can take to create and manifest the life that we have been desiring.
Yeah, that's
Mhm,
beautiful. And with this type of, support, and with this, benefit, honestly, you have a vast wealth of knowledge when it doesn't
mm,
just come to a lot of the spiritual beliefs that we have, but also the physical form that,
mhm.
we are currently walking around in our little meat suits in, right?
Yeah.
It sounds so weird to say that out loud, a meat suit, right? Um, and so that is like an added gain. Will you be working with individuals on things like that?
Health is an important aspect in, our physical being. However, in our current Western medicine, it's not always considered balancing the mental and spiritual aspects of health. Yes, mental health is a buzzword. We are starting to actually give it more space and consideration. But in coaching, it's learning how to amalgamate all of the different aspects and create this balanced life. And wellness, physical wellness is an important aspect of our mental wellness and vice versa. And so there will be some consideration, yes, of your lifestyle choices. Are you creating healthy habits that are promoting your mental wellness and connection to self? So, yes, there will be aspects of health and wellness. However, I don't want to necessarily just focus on like weight loss or
Right.
something like that, because this is about more of ourselves. This is holistic. This is all aspects of ourselves, not just the physical form.
Yeah, that's very true. And a lot of times, what some of us, may not have been taught to believe, but I think, it's really coming around the mountain when she comes. And yeah, we're from
Yeehaw.
Texas, y'all. But I really do think that a lot of the things that we are holding on to within does start to manifest in a
Mhm.
physical sense, onto our bodies and within our
Absolutely.
bodies. And so working in words can affect the outer reflection of yourself, you
Mhm.
know?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, uh, Multiple episodes we've included different scientific studies that absolutely show that what we say to ourselves affects us on a atomic level, on a molecular level, and can create dis-ease when mentally we are in a space of disillusionment of
Yeah.
ourselves and the power that we hold.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I was like a walking manifestation of that. And it was like maybe maybe I was your test bunny. And I'm better off because of it. So thank
Mhm.
you.
Oh, I love it. Now, one thing to mention about coaching is, this is very client focused. This is, very individualized. So you set the goals, you set what you want, and I work with you. I guide you in, looking within. And this is not about diagnosing or creating a treatment plan. That's outside of the scope of practicing, coaching and, nursing in general. So I do have 18, I think, years of working in the healthcare industry as a nurse. Um, Through that, I've worked through a lot of specialties, but the primary focus was primary care, prevention of illness, and promotion of wellness. With that, during the time of doing nursing, I also developed health coaching services. So went through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and learned about hundreds of different diets. And again, how each diet is individual, just like each life is individual. We can't just say this broad,
Yeah.
sweeping statement of, this is what's best for everybody. Maybe with water, But
Yes.
outside of that, we all have our own individual needs. And that's what this is about. This is about focusing on the individual and, helping them to create the life that they want, not that the life that I want for them. So again, this is client focused. I, just help you do that self discovery and guide you in creating other tools of, spiritual wellness. How do we create balance? What is limiting us? What can we let go of? How, can we um, create through daydreaming
Mhm.
and magical thinking? I know this is something that I've worked on recently is magical thinking, and we forget how to daydream, and
Yep.
that's a very important part of manifesting and creating the life that we want, because if we're not dreaming about it, you know we're not moving forward to creating something new.
That's so true. When you and I went on our own personal retreat,
Mhm.
our little personal getaway, it's like a working sesh slash personal getaway.
Mhm.
We talked about that. We talked about, taking ourselves back into a magical state of being.
Mhm.
And we were literally going into this like creative environment of like, what's the best step for us? What's healthy for us in a sense of emotional well-being,
Mhm.
all those types of things. And that's something that I find is like so beautiful. You do have a really good skill at navigating in conversations to address uh, the person that you're listening to and assist them through a different way of thinking sometimes that
Mhm.
allows them to be a bit more in that magical creative state of being, which is
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Thank
So
you. Yeah. The last couple of years has gifted me the opportunity to work with some more specialized people throughout this whole pandemic situation. I have started working as the COVID care nurse and, doing it all via telehealth. And it's very individually based. We see this illness manifest individually. So not everybody experiences the same symptoms or the same time frame of illness, and recovery is different. And the tools that they have in their home to support their wellness is different. So this has really given me an opportunity to practice individualizing my support and not just address the physical health, but also the mental health and the emotional state of people that feel very alone and very vulnerable and scared. And that's one of the things that I have just grown to appreciate beyond words is the connection I've been able to make
yeah,
and the amount of love that I feel from loving others.
yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing being able to support somebody that is feeling alone or scared or vulnerable and doesn't know what steps, to take to create the wellness that they want.
Yeah. It can be debilitating sometimes when you're
Mhm.
in a state of, depression or anxiety or, scarcity,
Mhm.
thoughts of scarcity or
Mhm.
feelings of lack. And that does start to really take a impact. And so having someone to kind of help you, come out of those, states
Yeah.
is extremely important. And we find that, across the board in a multitude of ways, whether that's, friendships or family members. But sometimes when the person is a little too close,
Mm.
it can feel that there's might be a personal take on it or a bias, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so that's why I've always loved, coaching programs. Again, I've been in a coaching program myself, and having this outside of self perspective
Mhm.
is a game changer and has changed my life, um and anyway,
Yeah.
so you touched on something that I want to roll back to just for a
Mhm.
second, and that's the personalization about the individual.
Mhm.
So many times, in the healthcare systems, You go in and you're like, oh, my tummy's not feeling well, and the questions are, well, what have you been eating? Or, there's sometimes again, this might be more on the Western medicine side for those that might be listening, not here. Um, or, there's maybe there's an enzyme, or, maybe take a pill for that, all these kinds of different things. And sometimes that tummy ache could be even in the state of anxiety. It could
Mhm.
be produced by things of that nature. And so encompassing this emotional factors along
Mm.
with the physical factors is also, I feel, really important. But again, it's based on that individual,
Mhm.
and and
Mhm.
it's not always a one size fits all.
Absolutely. So, I also gained my personal training certification through NASM as well while, you know, doing nursing and before the pandemic. And, this same thing with this, it's based on the individual's capabilities. And, you have to consider not just the body in the
Right.
form that we're taught that it's supposed to be in, but, looking at that person and what kind of compensations have they made because of their lifestyle or previous traumas or injuries to the physical body. And you're working on, finding that balance and transitioning that person into a more aligned state.
Yeah.
So, this is a physical representation of the entire work that we're doing, is again based on the individual's space that they're arriving in and the space that they want to get to. And we're looking at their limitations, right? Whether it's beliefs, limiting belief patterns, or physical limitations, uh, financial limitations. We're looking at those things and how can we manipulate our current limitations? How can we break free from them and see that we are limitless and actually move into that limitless space and start practicing gratitude and the being open to seeing all the positive, beautiful things that are in your life. Is everything going to be hunky dory and perfect all the time? No.
No.
But how do we move through those without compromising, where you're
Compromising.
compromising yourself?
So without going into, too much, in the sense of compromising,
Mhm.
are you looking to assist those in the state of, hmm, let me
So you're asking about, the clientele who I'm opening my doors to,
right.
so to speak.
Right.
So I believe that you may benefit from coaching if you feel burnt out and disconnected from self. You feel unheard and don't know how to speak your truth. You feel stuck and don't know how to move forward. Or maybe you feel misaligned with the life that you're creating. Your life feels out of balance and unmanageable, and you don't know how to prioritize your own needs. This is a lot of what I've been working through. And so I've had some really good experience um, overcoming a lot of our limitations of being that people pleaser. So it's about finding balance between being selfish on one end and compromising yourself completely and being that full people pleaser on the other, and finding that middle ground, that 0 point frequency where we are caring for ourselves and others and not compromising our own needs so that others are taken care of.
Yeah, that's valid and very important. Good gosh. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to really seeing, how this like plays out, and, all the forward movement that you're
Mhm.
doing. I mean, we've been talking about doing this for a minute, and that you're going to be progressing into opening sessions. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Uh,
It's been a long time coming, and I'm super excited for this. I have so much to offer and so much love to give. And I think one of the most important things is that you feel comfortable with me. So in scheduling with me, you'll go ahead and purchase the package, and we'll actually meet for one free 30-minute session that we'll spend discovering what your goals are, and also making sure that our communication is clear and we're in alignment with each other. So that is also part of the offering, is doing a 30-minute free or included session to ensure that we're on the same page and we'll work well together. Because I want to make sure that you are taken care of. And I don't want you to waste your money if we're not going to work well together, because
Yeah.
it's about you doing the work. I am here to support you. But at the end of the day, you are the one that's having to integrate. Mhm.
Absolutely. I was literally just about to say something about that. Like, when you go and you step into this, you are taking one of the most important steps of your life, and that's you're opening the door to wanting to create a better life for yourself.
Yes.
And that is magic in itself.
Mhm.
So, well,
Mhm.
thanks, Carrie.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I'm so excited. I
Me
can't wait.
too. Me too. I know. I was like, "Oh, look at you go, girl."
So yeah, this will be a birthday present to myself, to you. So
Oh,
June 1st is my birthday, and we're going to open up the doors for 4 clients. Now I will have a wait list as well. So if those slots fill up quickly, you can go ahead and leave your contact information, and I will let you know when more slots open.
and, the website for signing
Mhm,
up is gonna
mhm.
be
Yeah, you can go to our website at lovealwaysself.com and toggle over to our offerings, and there will be coaching sessions listed on there. And you can read more about what you will gain through these coaching sessions together.
perfect. So thank you very much for sharing your gift with the world. I mean, honestly, I know I don't use the word gift very often on this podcast, but it truly is a gift that you're here to even be willing to share your light with others and your love with others.
Mm,
So thank
thank
you so
you.
much, Carrie. All right.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks, Shy.
Of course. All right, listeners. Well, I hope you take advantage of this opportunity to sit with Carrie, whether that's in person, maybe someday, or over
We'll start with Zoom because I want
the
to make sure
Zoom.
that
Yeah,
I'm accessible outside of just Austin. So, uh,
perfect.
yeah, I'm here. I'm ready.
Awesome. So, for all you listeners, please feel free to head over to lovealwaysself.com and click on the offerings tab and drop down to this beautiful opportunity. And please, as always, don't forget to love first
Love last.
and love always.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody. And thank you so much again for attending today's podcast. We are so, so grateful. If you like what we're doing and if you'd like to share it, be sure to hit the thumbs up, like, follow, listen. We're also on Instagram at Love Always Self. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, listener, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us in this moment. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we look forward to our next connection.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow to stay notified of new content from Love Always Self. If you have any questions or topics you'd like for us to discuss, please hit us up on any of our social media platforms linked in the show notes below.
I'm Karista.
And I'm Shira.
And until next time, remember to love first,
Love last, and love always.
Love Always Self podcast is meant for entertainment purposes only. We do not make any warranties about the completeness, reliability, and accuracy of the information presented in this podcast. Any action you choose to take upon the information in this podcast is strictly done so at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses and damages in connection with the use of our podcast. Any and all medical concerns should be addressed with a licensed healthcare provider, as well as any questions that may be derived from the information discussed in this podcast.